welcome back to our session. As what I've mentioned, this is our third session. Congratulations to those who have attended the first two sessions. Session one was last week, Monday. I believe so. Or it happened sometime last week, and session number two happened this week, and as what I've mentioned, our community is getting bigger, so I'm very excited I'm very excited and happy for the overwhelming support. So thank you very much, everyone. I think everybody deserves a resounding round of applause for supporting this program for a cause. And shout out to everyone. I cannot individually say your name, but again, thank you very much for your continued support. So if you can also share this video, we would be more than happy, because our paramount goal is for us to learn the basic principles of the English language. So we'll talk about we have a very exciting topic today, because I know when I'm browsing through Facebook, I've seen a lot of posts with challenges, specifically with the verb tenses. So we'll talk about verb tenses today. We'll talk about the simple past, simple present, simple future, and a lot more. Okay? But as what I've mentioned, I have invited some of our leaders in Inspiro and Infocom, and they'll be also sharing their personal experiences with our company few minutes from now. All right, so please do watch out for that. And then we are going to have some questions. We'll be throwing some questions, and then if you know the answer, you may win some exciting prizes. We'll be giving free loads to our winners today. So you see, it's gonna be it's more fun. It's more fun in Inspiro and Infocom. So for the benefit of those who don't know me, I've been with the company for over 7 years. So medyo dugay na kayo, besh. 7 long years, and still I'm loving the culture. I'm loving the people that I'm working here in Inspiro and Infocom. Shout out to Rochelle. Hello, Sheil. I know you're with us today. Thank you very much. With all your trainers, thank you for supporting. All right, let's talk about verb tenses before we give away some free loads. Oh, how can I forget? Before anything else, just want to shout out to that if you love Korean foods, you can visit this one, Kaku Korean, ko'y plugging, di ba? Sa Shalan. But Koku Korean family restaurant, they just opened 2 days ago. They're located near Hypermart, near Mandawi Foam. So it's very, it should be that way. Yeah. This is a Korean family restaurant, and I was able to eat and to taste their food earlier, and I really love it. So you gotta visit them, Koku Korean Family Restaurant, and I'm sure I bet my bottom dollar that you're gonna love the food that they're serving. All right, can I see a thumbs up? Can you type yes if we're all ready to start our program? Type yes, everyone. Are you as excited as me to learn more about the English language? Jake said yes. Joward said yes. Ronito said yes. And what about the others? Type away. Type yes if we're ready to start our program. Can you hear me clearly? All right, I think we're all set. We're all ready to start. So welcome everyone to our session. Let's talk about simple tenses. Okay, very common. Akong binisayon para intense. Common kayo ni nga error, especially when you are and I've observed a lot of applicants diri sa Inspiro and Infocom who were and who are having challenges in terms of the tenses. No? So tense, just so you know, tense determines the form of the verb in sentences, and it is also correlated with real time. That is, we call it clock time. Hence, differences in time of occurrence lead to different forms of the verb. And when we talk about simple tenses, we always have to consider the past simple tense, the present simple tense, and the future tense. Okay, past, present, and the future. Now let's talk about simple present tense. So in the present tense, verbs can be used for different time-related situation. So we use the simple present tense, number one, when we are talking about a fact. Okay? Again, when we're talking about a fact, we use the simple present tense. I'll give you an example. When I say the earth rotates on its axis. Again, the earth rotates on its axis. So in that particular example, we use the simple present because we're talking about a fact. Are we clear? Secondly, we use the simple present tense when we're talking about habitual or ongoing action, or meaning regular action. I'll give you an example. During winter, the days quietly shorten. That's a habitual action. It happens every year, so there's no need to use the simple past, but we use the simple present because it is habitual or ongoing action. Okay, and lastly, we use the simple present tense when we're talking about a future action that is definite or immediate to happen. Again, if we're talking about a future action that is definite and or immediate to happen, then there's no need to use a future marker. I don't mean to say that using a future marker will make it incorrect, but there is no need for us to use a future marker when we're talking about a future action that is definite and or immediate to happen. Example: I leave for Manila at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay, that is, tomorrow morning is an indicator that it's gonna happen in the future, right? But as long as it's happening definitely and immediately, then there's no need for us to use a future marker will. But it doesn't make it incorrect if we're using a future marker will. That's still fine. So just to recap, when we talk about simple present tense, we use simple present tense when we're talking about a fact. Okay, when you say I am beautiful, just trying to crack jokes. Type yes if you agree with me, pretty please. So again, when we're talking about fact, so that's we use the simple present. When we're talking about a habitual or ongoing action or regular action, then that's simple present. Like I go to work every day. I take in calls every day. All right, that's simple present. And lastly, when we're talking about future action that is definite or immediate to happen. Any questions so far? Are we clear with the simple present? Always remember that we have to consider the clock time when we're talking about the simple tenses. Comments? None so far. All right. Okay, good. Now let's move on to the simple past tense. The past tense, again, in the clock time, meaning it happened in the past. So we use a simple past, all right? The past tense, more often used when talking about past action. And that is also used in sentences that express contrary to fact, meaning in the present. And I'll discuss that shortly after I discuss with you past action. So in the clock time, again, it happened in the past. I'll give you an example. I wanted your help yesterday. Yesterday is an indicator that it happened in the past. So our verb has to agree to the clock time. So therefore, our verb has to be in a past form. Instead of want, we use wanted. Or, can you give me another example? Thank you very much. Najini, agree. You are beautiful. So, I know we are all beautiful. I personally believe that the only disability in life is the bad attitude. Charot. But that's true. Okay, can you give me another sentence with a simple past tense? Or any famous line from a song? Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, right? So last Christmas is an indicator. How many months to go before Christmas? 5 months. All right. Ako yung mga gifts, ha? Ay mong kalimot sa akong gift. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Last Christmas is an indicator that it happened in the past, right? So our verb has to agree in our clock time. So therefore, we have to use a simple past. So last Christmas, we don't use give in a present form, but our verb has to be in a past form. So I gave you my heart. Jake gave an example here. I died yesterday, and you're alive now. All right. But I died, that is correct, in a clock time. Yesterday is an indicator that it happened in the past. Meaning, you're alive now. Okay? I went to Robinson last week. That is very correct, Marge. Went because it happened in the past. Do you have any questions so far? Comments or suggestions? Suggestions, Jen. Are we clear? Can you type yes if it's clear so we can proceed with the simple future? Okay, good. Let's talk about the simple future. And there's something that I want to stress out when we're talking about simple future. But the future tense is actually composed of the present tense. Take note of that. It's the present tense form of the verb with a future marker, will or be going to, combined with a basic form of the verb and expresses action that is yet to take place. Now take note, I want to stress this out to everyone. Combining the markers will or be going to must be avoided. Again, combining the markers will or be going to must be avoided. Why is that so? It's redundant, right? And this is a very common error, especially to Filipinos, when we say, I will be going to Manila. Will is a future marker, be going to is a future marker, so that's redundant. So you say, I will go to Manila, or I am going to Manila. Is that clear? Common kayo na siya nga, mayroon ka, I will be going to, but that's redundant. Is that clear? Simple future has two different forms in English, will and be going to. Both will and be going to refer to a specific time in the future. Example, you will help him later. Later is an indicator that it will happen in the future, so we use a future marker. Will you help him later? You will not help him later. Now take note, when do we use will? Will is usually used in promises.
Yeah.
That's why Whitney Houston promised something and she said, I will always love you. Diba? When you're promising something, I'm gonna ano yan sa Tagalog? Susungkitin ko ang bituin, mga ganon. When you're someone kind of poetic, but when you're promising something, you use will. Example, I will call you when I arrive, or if I am elected president of the US, I will make sure everyone has access to inexpensive health insurance. So that's a promise. So when you're promising something to your girlfriend or to your boyfriend, you use the future marker will. Okay? Pero, ayaw jud mo pauwat. Okay? Be extra careful and extra sensitive. I've been there. Charot. Charot lang. Okay, let's continue. So when do we use be going to? Will is for future, for promises. Be going to expresses that something is a plan. It expresses the idea that a person intends to do something in the future. It does not matter whether the plan is realistic or not, but as long as you're planning something for the future, you are going to use be going to. Okay, something as planned. I am going to Mabinay. Actually, I just went to Mabinay a couple of days ago, and I have just uploaded my YouTube in my YouTube channel my new video. So everything has to be documented. So I had it in my YouTube channel, the documentation in relation to our travel in Mabinay. So you can pretty please kamong tanan palihog in taon ko og like in taon sa akong YouTube channel ha. Hashtag Malooy. Okay? Alright, let's continue. Both will and be going to can express the idea of a general prediction about the future. Again, both will and be going to can express the idea of a general prediction about the future. Now, predictions are guesses about what might happen in the future. Example, next year will be a very interesting year. So that is, it has that general prediction about the future. Or when you say the year 2010, or sorry, the year 2025 is going to be a very interesting year. So that's a general prediction about the future, and you can use both will and be going to. Any questions, comments, or suggestions before we proceed with the complicated topic na, complicated gamay, as we talk about the perfect and progressive tenses? Wala. Okay, I think we're clear so far when we talk about, kaya it's simple, or it's simple present, past, and future, because it's simple, right? It's very easy to understand. Now, the challenge is when we're talking about the perfect and the progressive tenses. Mo ni siya lisod-lisod gamay. Right? Now, before we talk about the perfect and the progressive tenses, let's talk about participles first. I remember in one of the episodes of Wawawin, si Donita Knows asked Super Tekla about, what's this one? About participle. So, Super Tekla was talking about participle. So, nagpa-party daw si Paul. That's participle. But obviously, that's so wrong. Okay? When we talk about present participles, these are verbs ending with, or verbs with ing. That's present participle. Okay? Example, attending, like what you're doing right now, present participle, attending our session. Or communicating. Or dancing, that's present participle. Verbs with ing. On the other hand, when I talk about past participle, these are verbs with d or ed. Example, fixed, cleaned, reconnected, attended, communicated, and a lot more. So just want to make sure that that's clear to everyone. Present participle refers to verbs with ing, and the past participle refers to the verbs with d or ed. Okay? So let's talk about progressive tenses, and let me introduce the past continuous tense. Have you heard about the past continuous tense? Past continuous tense. I'll give you the formula. Past continuous, type yes if you're familiar with it, type no if you're not familiar with it. Don't worry, that's why we're here, because we want to learn, right? So just be honest. If you don't know past continuous, let me know. If you know it, let me know. Just type yes or no if you know past continuous tense. Type away. Okay, it looks like majority don't know much about past continuous. Marge knows past continuous very good. Christine knows past continuous. Daghang yes, daghang pong no. Don't worry. After today's session, you should know about past continuous. Okay? When we talk about past continuous, I'll give you the formula. The formula for past continuous is was or were plus the present participle. Was or were, was is singular, were is plural, plus the present participle. I'll give you an example. You were studying when she called. You were studying when she called. Were plus past, or sorry, were plus present participle. Okay? Were you studying when she called? Or you were not studying when she called? So again, the formula is was plus were, or were plus the present participle. Okay, present participle refers to verbs that end with ing. Okay. We have to use the past continuous to indicate that a longer action in the past was interrupted. The interruption is usually a shorter action in the simple past. Remember, this can be a real interruption or just an interruption in time. Example, remember the formula was or were plus the ing. So, I was watching TV when she called. So there is that interruption, right? Or when the phone rang, she was writing a letter. So she was writing a letter when the phone rang. So that is in the past, following the past continuous tense. In addition, past continuous is interrupted by a shorter action in the simple past. However, you can also use a specific time as an interruption. Example, last night at 6 o'clock, I was eating dinner. Or at midnight, we were still driving through the desert. Or last night, I was editing my video the video for my YouTube channel. Ma-insert lang, di ba? Any questions with the past continuous? In addition, in the simple past, a specific time is used to show when an action began or finished. In the past continuous, a specific time only interrupts the action. Example, for the simple past, I have an example here for simple past. Last night at 6 p.m., I ate dinner. Now, in the past continuous, last night at 6 o'clock, I was eating dinner. Now, take note. This is very important and I want you to realize and understand this. In English, are you still with me? Yes. Please type yes if you're still with me. I want to stress this out because this is very important. Okay, in English, thank you for staying with me. As what I've mentioned, we will be issuing certificates to those who will be able to complete all the sessions. So we need your participation, we need your attendance, and we need your patience. All right? Now, I want to stress this out to everyone that in English, we often use a series of parallel action to describe the atmosphere at a particular time in the present. Example, I think I mentioned in day one about parallelism, right? You're familiar with parallelism? I wrote in the chat box an example that I'll share with you in relation to past continuous following parallelism. So the example goes, when I walked into the office, several people were busily typing. Some were talking on the phone. The boss was yelling directions, and customers were waiting to be helped. One customer was yelling at the secretary and waving his hands. Others were complaining to each other about the bad service. So you noticed that it's following parallelism. So you notice that I use all throughout in the paragraph past continuous. Correct? So, saan ba yung examples dito? We have were typing. Did you see it? Were typing. Were talking. You cannot say several people were typing. Some talked. So obviously that's not parallel. So therefore that's so wrong. Okay? So were typing, were talking, was yelling, were waiting, was yelling, or was waving, were complaining. That is following parallelism. Okay? Especially in this particular paragraph, I gave you, this is following past continuous. So all throughout, it has to follow that format of past continuous. Hindi pwedeng mag-simple past ko if I'm using past continuous. Otherwise, I may change it to simple past. So when I walked into the office, some people typed, some talked, or the boss yelled, the customers waited, mga ganon. So it should follow parallelism. Okay? But again, don't worry, we'll have more discussions about parallelism. Let's continue. Do you have any questions so far? Any comments? And again, since we are still on live today, kindly share this video so we can reach out to more people. I need your help to ensure that our community gets bigger and bigger and for us to be able to reach out to more people. So please, if you can share this this live video, we would appreciate that. Let's talk about future continuous. Yes, Jillian, you have a question. Naa ba daw sentence na naaning duha ka words, have ug had, pwede ka muhatag og example. Don't worry, we'll give you example. We'll have a separate discussion about that, about have had. But there is a sentence. Diba, when you say I've had enough, I have had enough. But yes, to answer that, yes, and we'll have a separate session about that. Good question, very good question. Now let's talk about future continuous tense. So the formula for future continuous tense is, you know the formula? Future continuous tense?
Will be plus the present participle.
Will be plus the present participle. That's just one. What else? Kalimot na ka.
Yeah.
Alright, sige. It looks like mga bright nga ako mga light education ng mga students karon. Yeah, I agree with Jerry. Very good question at Jillian. But to answer to that question, yes, there are sentences. So the formula for future continuous tense, or the formulae, are number one, will be plus the present participle. And the second is am, is, are, plus going to be, plus the present participle. I'll give you example. Yeah, the be verbs. You will be waiting for her when plane arrives tonight. Will be waiting. Yung si Lindion, right? I will be waiting for you here inside my heart. Kinsay kabalo ng kantaha be? What's the title of the song? I will be waiting for you here inside my heart.
To love you more.
To love you more. That is correct.
By Celine Dion.
By Celine Dion. So that's a good example of a future continuous tense. Will be plus the present participle. Okay, so you will be waiting for her when her plane arrives tonight. Or another example, following the other formula, you are going to be waiting for her when her plane arrives tonight. So am, is, are, plus, or be verb plus going to be, and or plus the present participle. Now, we use the future continuous to indicate that a longer action in the future will be interrupted by a shorter action in the future. Remember that this can be a real interruption or just an interruption in time. Example, I will be sleeping when she comes tonight. Or I will be waiting for Kritea when her bus arrives. Will be waiting when she comes home tonight or when her bus arrives. So that's the future continuous. Or you say tonight at 8 p.m. So we use the specific time as an interruption. So tonight at 8 p.m. I'm going to be eating dinner. Okay? Or at midnight tonight we will still be working on these tasks. So we use the specific time as our interruption, as an interruption. In the simple future, a specific time is used to show that the time an action will begin or end. Now, in the future continuous, a specific time interrupts the action. Example, for simple future ani ha, tonight at 8 p.m. I am going to eat dinner. Tonight at 8 p.m. I am going to eat dinner. Now, for future continuous, how do we transpose it? Tonight at 8 p.m. I am going to be eating dinner. I am going to eat dinner versus I am going to be eating dinner. So which is easier? Is the simple future easier than future continuous tense?
Simple future is easier.
Simple future is a lot easier, right? Ako personally, that's why diba, why do we have to complicate things? Di man siya love life. So we use simple future in as much as possible. But this is good to know stuff para makibalo putaan eh. Okay. Let's talk about perfect tenses. Perfect tenses. Have you heard of the perfect sentence? Perfect tenses. Like when I say present perfect tense, have you heard of it?
Yes.
Yes to some, no to some, that's okay if you don't know about the present perfect tense. What's the formula for the present perfect tense?
Has or have plus the past participle.
Oh, memorized? Memorized in the jaw word. Okay, so the formula for present perfect tense is has or have, depending on if it's plural or singular, plus the past participle. What's ganitong past participle?
Atong may ed.
D or ed. Verbs ending with D or ed, right? Okay. I'll give you an example. This is present perfect tense. When I say you have seen that movie many times, have plus the past participle. Okay. What's the past participle of see? It's not seed. Okay, it's not seed. Wala man si Loro, unsa man ang seed? Have you seen the movie? No. Have you seen, right? That's the past participle. So you have seen that movie many times. Have you seen that movie many times? You have not seen that movie many times. Questions so far? No questions? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can also use the present perfect to describe your experience. It's like saying, I have the experience of. Okay? You can also use this tense to say that you have never had an certain experience, and the present perfect is not used to describe a specific event. Example, I have been to journals. You have the experience, or you have the experience of working to journals. Or he has never traveled by plane. So meaning, you have never had that certain experience of traveling by plane. In addition to that, we often use the present perfect to talk about change that has happened over a period of time. Example, when you say you have matured since the last time we met. Have matured. Have plus matured. Or the management has become more interested in people development. Has become. Because our subject is singular, right? Or, and are you still with me?
Yeah.
Kaway-kaway? Nag-nosebleed na ba or we're still good?
Hindi pa masyado.
Okay, naapa daw sila. Alright, sige, that's very good. Sige, we'll play a game first. Sige, this is for 100 peso load. Before that, don't forget ha, you need to visit this one too. Kaya pa, said Godry. Kaya, of course. You have the best teacher tonight. Sige, share dayon para daghang makakuan. Daghang maka-avail sa ato ang game. This is for 100 peso load. My question is, sorry sa mga walay access sa internet. Ako bang i-ensure nga wala ni siya. This is something that you cannot see on the net, ha? How many videos have I uploaded in my YouTube channel?
3.
Since I started 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Oo, nag-upload na di ko. I remember, I uploaded something 4 years ago. So you count. 9. Okay. Mali. This is 100 pesos load. So if you're not sure, you go to my channel. Fine. Ma'am Sue said too many to count. Ma'am Sue, please, if you can message me some questions. Wala pa dyan nakakuha sa answer.
25. 25 videos. 25 videos.
25? 25?
Yes.
Quite close.
26.
Ang pinakauna nga maka-answer mo na to ang winner, ha?
23. 24, 25, 26. 27. 28. 29.
Roland said 12, no. Joward said 40, no. Ronito said 37, no. Daryl Chua said 31, no. Ay, wala lagi naka-answer.
27.
Hoy, since pag-subscribe ko no mo, kamo ha, Ronito, everyone please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
38, sir.
The correct answer is
24.
Kinsa may first nga naka-answer. Actually, nanay naka-answer ganina. It is 38. It's Joward. Congratulations. Congratulations, Joward. 100 peso loan. Courtesy of Ma'am Sue, Kenny, thank you very much to the two of you. Always my wind beneath my wings. Charot. Kasi Ma'am Ina ni siya 100 plus videos. Not yet. Ang akong first video uploaded was 4 years ago and I was even I was not expecting this, but this was our team building activity for one of the accounts that we're supporting in Inspiro and Infocom.
It says here 37.
38. Ma'am Sue, message me for your additional questions. Okay, another question. 38, yes, that is correct. 38. So Jaward won 100 peso load. Congratulations, Jaward. Next question. For this particular question, we would be excluding the Inspiro and Infocom employees.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, question. What are question? So kung taga-Inspiro and Infocom employees ka, excluded sa mo ani ha. So this question is for those who are not connected with our company, because we still have a considerable number of learners today who are not working yet in our happy family in Inspiro and Infocom. My question is, what are, or can you give me two accounts ha, that are, or two accounts that were hiring during ECQ and GCQ. To some, ang ubang companies, they lost their jobs, but for us in Inspiro and Infocom, we were hiring. Give me at least two accounts that were hiring at the height of pandemic, because we're aggressively ramping up.
Eden F and another Mark. Also,
Wala
social
din
media.
inabot.
Yes. Wala tayo inabot? Wala. Okay.
Walay labot ang taga-Inspiro and Infocom ha.
Sige ka ba?
Kasi na, dari ako natawag sa review, aling akong mahimig load.
Wow, wala siya ako.
Okay, ang first nga maka-answer will be getting something from us, courtesy of our sponsors, Ma'am Sue, salamat as always, Ma'am Suzanne Lubascara, and also to Kenny Orculio. Thank you very much. Okay, and the answer is, nanatay winner. Di man ako mabasa, kinsa man ni siya? Kinsa man ni nga? Blanco.
Oh, that's Greek, so that's Moya.
Ha?
That's pronounced as Moya or Moira. What? On the first one?
Yes, our winner.
The one under Alina?
Kinsa ni siya? Jillian, frontliners of traffic aid. Non-voice and customer
Moira,
service.
sir. That's how you pronounce it. Moira, that's Russian for good.
Moira daw. Moira, you just won 100 peso load. Moira ba ni?
Yes. I know the person actually.
Ah, you know this person. What's her real name?
Moira.
Moira.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a Greek text, sir. Greek and Russian.
All right, Moira. Congratulations, Moira. You just won 100 peso load. Palakpakan po mo. Very good, very good. So, at the height of pandemic, we were hiring for 18F and also for another account, Mary Mark. So, congratulations, Moira, for... you just won 100 pesos load. Next question. Before we proceed, then I will have another question probably later. But my question is, what is the newest site of Inspiro outside the Philippines? So this is a phone-in question courtesy of Ma'am Sue. Ingon siya, what is the newest site of Inspiro outside the Philippines? Because you see, we are global, right? We are...
Continue, sir.
You research. I cannot give you what continent would that be. Japan, nice try. Nope.
What's the question?
What is the
Indonesia.
newest site of Inspiro outside the
Indonesia.
Philippines.
Nicaragua.
Then we have
Nicaragua.
Italy. Italy daw. Okay, nice try. France.
Nicaragua.
Research.
My God, ako dari. Ano to?
Nicaragua. Australia.
Australia yan.
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
This site is located in the US of A.
Illinois,
No.
Boston.
Washington, Michigan,
7 states.
Arkansas, Texas,
Connecticut.
New Mexico.
Beach for the skies. Russia, New York.
Palm Beach, Florida.
People can eat it.
So, okay, how do you do that? What
I'll give you another clue. This is in Idaho. Correct me, Ma'am Sue, if I'm wrong, but I think this is in Idaho, correct?
okay.
We're supposed to give the state, sir?
The specific, I guess, the county or a specific address.
Zero Idaho.
This is one of the cities in Idaho, I believe so. Idaho, not in Hawaii, not in LA, not in Iowa, not in Russia. Russia with love, huh? Yes, this is in Idaho. And this city is known as the Lake City.
Salt Lake, Idaho.
Type it if you know it. Rome daw, Rome.
Silver Lake Mall.
Silver Lake, no. Salt Lake City, no.
Madison?
Madison, no. Isn't Madison in Wisconsin?
Silver Lake.
It's where Canada.
Curly Lane.
Huh?
How do you?
Canada Lake.
Curly Lane.
200 West Ham.
So how do you pronounce that?
Curly Lane. Where? Curly Lane.
Borderline.
Curly Lane.
Hi, good morning.
Curly Lane.
Okay, it is in
Coeur d'Alene.
Borderline.
Curly Lane.
Coeur d'Alene.
Curly Lane.
Who got it right first?
Ronito.
That's Coeur d'Alene. I typed it. I typed the spelling. That's Coeur d'Alene.
Kansida ka naman.
Coeur d'Alene. Not in Orlando, but it's in. So who got it right? Ronito. Okay, congratulations, Ronito. You got it right. And to our winners tonight, kindly message me, PM me your cell phone number so we can give the load to Boise. Boise is in Idaho, Godfrey, I believe so. All right, thank you very much for participating. We'll continue with our discussion and then probably if time permits, we'll have another game. All right, Ma'am Sua, tagi pa ko yung message pa ko og mga kuan. Possible questions, please. All right, let's continue. Are we still good? Type yes if you're still with me.
Parang lisuda. Ang lugar ako.
Di ba istorya?
Borderline.
Okay, very good. Godfrey said, work from home, ilang agents sa USA. Yep. Baling lisura, ana, lugar. So you see, be proud if you're part of Inspiro or Infocom because we are, diba, we are global and we are globally competitive, right? We believe in GQ, that's global quotient. Because we're globally competitive, right? Okay, let's continue. All right, it looks like everybody's still with me. So we'll continue. We'll have few more discussions and then later on, we're gonna have another set of, we'll have some more questions. All right. Let's talk about past perfect continuous. Have you heard of past perfect continuous? Type yes if you're familiar with it. Type no if you're not familiar with it.
Yes. And
Past perfect continuous. So the formula of past perfect continuous is
had plus past participle.
had plus.
Past participle form.
You sure? Is it had plus present participle or
Past.
past? We're talking about past perfect continuous.
Past
Plus the
perfect.
verbs present participle plus ing.
Okay, it's had been plus the present participle. Okay? Had been plus the present participle. Example, you had been calling for more than 2 hours when she finally answered. Or had you been calling her for more than 2 hours when she finally answered? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we use the past perfect continuous to show that something started in the past and continued up until another time in the present or in the past. For 5 minutes or for 2 weeks are both durations which can be used in the past perfect continuous. And notice that this is related to the present perfect continuous. However, the duration does not continue until now. It stops before something else in the past. So I'll give you an example. When you say, they had been talking for over an hour before they understood each other. Had been talking. Or, how long had you been waiting to get on the shuttle? We use the past perfect continuous before another action in the past. That's a good way to show cause and effect. Example, Abby was tired because he had been working. Or Sherwin gained weight because he had been overeating. Or it could have been Michael, right? Okay. All right. So that's perfect, past perfect continuous. Now let's move on to present perfect. Present perfect continuous, we have the formula has or have plus been plus the present participle. Now we use the present perfect continuous to show that something started in the past and has continued up until now. So for 5 minutes, for 2 weeks, and since Tuesday are all durations which can be used with a present perfect continuous. Example, since Tuesday I have been what else was I doing? Since Monday I have been working hard in Inspiro. Right? So that's an example of a present perfect continuous, meaning there is something that happened in the past and it's still happening up to the present. So that's the formula. And then for future perfect continuous, it should be will have been plus present participle. Or is are plus going to have been plus the present participle. Let me know, can you type in our chat box your email ad so I can send you a copy of the summary of the discussions today. Like, when do we use past perfect? What's the formula for that? What's the formula for present perfect? What's the formula for future perfect? So that you'd be guided, because it's kind of confusing if you don't have that reference, no? So I would highly recommend that you share with me your email ad so I can share with you some of the documents that I have here for free. You don't have to pay anything. All right, type in your email ads, please, so we can send you documents too. All right. Now, as what I've mentioned earlier, I'm gonna introduce you to some of our leaders here in Inspiro. Maybe they can share with you what do they love most. What do they love most about the company? So, okay, godfreyprady@gmail.com. Okay, Roland Yuliaran at deped.com. Wow. O sige, PM me. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine if you're gonna PM me your email so I can also send you the documents for your reference. Now let me call here to join me. We'll start with one of the leaders here supporting international account. Where's Ronan? Huh?
Go to the CR probably.
Huh?
Went to the CR.
Okay. We went to the CR. Anyway, I'll let you meet one of the leaders. We'll start with Mike. Kindly share with us anything about Mike. It doesn't have to be very lengthy. Just introduce yourselves to the people. Minds pa. Kuan ko pa. Wala. Sorry. Go.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Angelo Dumalagan. I am with the Mary Mark here at Inspiro, and I have been in the company for 14 days already. And let me share you a quote that no one is useless in this world who lightens up the burden of another by Charles Dickens. Therefore, if you are a leader, then you have to make sure and ensure that you will be the solution and not the problem. That would be all. And by the way, I love to be. Inspiro has, provided me with a lot of things that I can learn, and I'm very happy that I'm in this company because of the positive environment. And I would definitely recommend Inspiro to be your working environment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Next. Renito. Or Aaron. Go, Aaron. Alihugot ada na lang. Ikot ko na lang.
I am trying.
I-charge mo doon ko. Ano?
Hello everyone. My name is Aaron. I am with LED. I'm with LED, the account LED or Light Education for Inspiro. And I've been with Inspiro for a total of 9 months, and it's been a very pleasant experience for me. I would recommend all of you to try to apply for Inspiro because one of the things that I love about Inspiro is the environment, the people. Sergio Roll, for example, over here has been a positive experience for my training and how can I improve as a team leader and such. The other reason why I would also recommend, or my experience, I'd like to share some of my experience with Inspiro is that it's been a very positive experience. I've been to only 2 BPOs in my life. One is, we won't go with names, but the second is Inspiro, and I can definitely say Inspiro has been a eye-opener for my BPO experience in my life. And I couldn't have chosen a better company, especially in Dumaguete. So I encourage you guys to apply, and I promise you you'll have a positive experience. And we're here to help you if ever. So that's it. I don't want to go too long on that. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you stay with us till the end. All right, sir?
All right. Thank you so much. Can we have 2 more?
Ash.
Let's have Ash. Because it's almost 8 o'clock. Ash, huh? Ron, you're next.
Hi everyone, my name is Faisal Abu. I'm with the company right now for 14 days to be exact. But before I was part of 100flowers.com. It's one of the campaigns here in Inspiro. I've been with the company for 3 years and I transferred and now back here in Inspiro. What I can say about Inspiro is that aside from good environments, it's also the people. If you want to choose to be in a BPO industry one day, I recommend Inspiro. That's all.
All right, thank you very much, Ash. All right, thank you very much, Ash. Let's move on to the second to the last. Okay, Ranito.
Hi everyone, this is Ron. I've been here for like a year now in Inspiro. all I can say is more on positive remarks about the company. I've been with the company for quite some time, and I've spent a lot of experiences, challenges, but the people here are very positive to be honest, and the way that it helped me mold to reach my goal is really easy. So I trust you. If you wanted to like apply here, it's very exciting, to be honest. It's not just like a typical BPO company, but you get to experience a family, a culture where you belong, and you can be yourself as well too. So yeah, that's all. Stay safe.
All right, thank you very much. Oh, Maybell will have one more. Maybell. So you see, it's fun here in Inspiro. So we are inviting everyone to be part of our growing family.
Hi everyone, my name is Mabel Eve Gonzaga. I am one of Inspiro's people manager. So I'm pretty new in the company, but with my current experiences, I can say that Inspiro increases a lot of chances, not only on getting a job, but also on inspiring, motivating, socializing, and entertainment. So you are very welcome to apply and learn more. Stay safe. That's all. Goodbye.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you very much to our team leaders. They're not used to it, but eventually they'll get to they got used to this kind of setup. Huh. All right, to our winners today, kindly PM me your numbers. We'll be giving you loads, and then in our next meeting we'll be giving more, right? But as what I've mentioned, our community is getting bigger and bigger, and then kindly share this video so we can reach out to more people. But today is such a very it's a very accommodating day today, according to very functional. Very fruitful and rewarding day for us because we've learned a lot, specifically about the simple or the tenses. No? And in a lot of times, I came across some FB posts with errors, specifically with the tenses. So we have to be extra cautious in terms of using these tenses. Okay, there are people who are really meticulous to details, just like me. So we talked about the simple tenses, simple present, simple past, simple future. We talked about the future marker. We talked about the progressive tenses, the perfect and the progressive tenses. And we also talked about perfect tenses, right? So we pretty much covered a lot of. I mean, I gave you a lot of information in relation to tenses tonight, and I hope that in one way or another, this session has clarified ambiguity, specifically with the tenses. No? So if you have questions, if you ever get confused, let me know so we can help you. We can help you, and I look forward to see you being part of our growing family. And just a reminder, just a couple of reminders before we call it a wrap. Just want to say thank you once again, if you can see that, to our sponsor. And we're now all open for sponsorship. So kung naamoy iganang i-plug, because we had thousands of viewers in the past 2 sessions and we're getting bigger. So just feel free to let me know. Thank you again to Kuku Korean Family Restaurant. Thank you very much for the food earlier. Ma'am Sue, Glenn, and Ina with Omar. We really had fun eating, and lami juga yung food. Daghang salamat. Thank you also to our sponsors, Kenny Orculio and Ma'am Sue, as always. Thank you very much for your unending support. We're open for sponsorships. So to those who have kind hearts there, let us know if you'd like to sponsor. And then please don't forget to like our YouTube channel. Again, that's our community. So if you have missed some sessions in sessions 1 and 2, then you can revisit our YouTube channel, so you can see it for you can recap and review the items that we have previously discussed. But other than that, I think we have covered a lot of things tonight. And again, thank you very much. And I can't wait to see you and your names in our certificate. So we'll be issuing certificate of completion to those who have participated in session 1 until the completion of the program. So let's call it a wrap. Thank you very much, everyone. Probably si Ma'am Su na ba siya additional? No additional items from Ma'am Su, but we can't wait to see you being part of the growing family of Inspiro and Infocom. Kamsahamnida. Thank you very much.